The year of the cloud is an interesting concept. I remember in 1980, early 1980s, when people said to me, they said, Ben, why do you want to deal with PCs? Yeah, mainframes are where everything are, and I moved into PCs regardless. And of course, a decade on, everyone had a PC. During that time, there were other questions such as, when is the year of the network going to be? And of course, the year of the network never happened. It just evolved, and by the end of the 80s, everyone had a network. Another question that people had was, when is the year of the internet? Or when is the year of what we called ASP at the time? And again, nobody had it. But then suddenly we saw the internet is now the place where everyone does business. The next milestone I remember is to do with Windows, actually, Windows Server and Windows NT. Which is now Windows 2008 Server, and Windows 2012 is coming out soon. So that was the next question, and would it ever take over or win against Novell? And of course, you know, there was never a point where it suddenly took over from Novell, but eventually it did, and that was the time. When was going to be the year of the internet? Again, lots of people were thinking, well, why would I want a website? Why would I want to have my business in the web? And again, we see today it's like the de facto calling card. So this question, when is the year of the cloud? We're not going to see the year of the cloud. It's just going to happen. Today, millions of people are on Facebook, and many organizations have understood this now, and they are using a lot of marketing in Facebook. So this is already them being part of the cloud. Office 365 and Google Apps, many major corporations are now using these for their office productivity. So when is the year of the cloud? Well, actually, it's now. In the early 80s, PCs had what we called a cassette player for our data. We then moved on to floppy disks, and then and you can see here a copy of a floppy disk with my first version of Windows. We then moved on to a different type of floppy disk, and then CDs, and now we've got a lot of our applications on the web. Now, at each stage, people would ask me, Ben, that's really weird. Why, for example, are you getting a hard disk? Here's my 5¼ inch floppy disk, and I can have all my data on it. So this was a big thing, and now, of course, everyone has hard disks. The next question was, why do you want one of these 3¼ inch disks? They weren't floppies anymore, but we call them floppy disks. And again, you know, the 5¼ inch got phased out. Today we use USB sticks for transferring data. We don't even think about floppy disks. That's very archaic. In the same way, the cloud just offers so many benefits, which you can see on the IT Pro Portal website. All the different benefits of using the cloud and how it helps business. And we'll see that this is just something that happens.